Hi, today we are honored to have with us Marty Sawyer, the CEO of Trimac Industrial Systems, who also happens to be a well-known active member of the Chemical Coaters Association International and the Powder Coating Institute. Welcome, and thank you for taking time of your very busy schedule to share with our audience some insights.
Thank you for having me.
So, Marty, what can you tell us about the innovations and technology that you have related to design and manufacturing of heating systems?
Well, Trimac has been around for 22 years, and the brands that we bought 22 years ago have been around since the mid-'80s. One is gas catalytic infrared, GasCat's our brand. Our electric infrared, Protherm, which I bought about 8 years ago, and then our convection heating, which is our Thermal Wrap brand. So what are the innovations? You can't change physics. We're not going to reinvent how you heat things. What you can do is make innovations in how efficiently you heat things. And our approach to the marketplace is we are agnostic on how we deliver heat. So a BTU theoretically is a BTU, whether you're delivering it through electric, whether you're delivering it through gas power, through hot air, through convection, or radiant energy through infrared. So infrared has been one of those funny things. 20 years ago, it was considered voodoo and nobody wanted to use it. And now everybody's trying to jump on the bandwagon like they're an infrared expert. And I'm like, rising tide floats all boats. So welcome to the party. Glad you finally got the idea. CO2 reduction has been one of the motivations of that, as well as inflation, because plant space is so horrifically expensive to build. We built a whole finishing system in Canada, actually, during COVID. So, we had the trifecta of hard. And they almost paid for the whole system day one because they didn't have to build as big of a building. That's a pretty significant cost savings when your ROI wasn't exactly 1-to-1, but the ROI is in the first year for an entire system. That's really a new way to look at how we do some of this, because I'm on the equipment side. I'm selling big metal boxes, whether I'm washing something or heating something, whether I'm doing a whole system. I'm selling big pieces of equipment that has to cost justify, because they're not going to buy a piece of equipment just because they want it. It's not going to be an afterthought. It's going to be a well thought out, long-term strategic decision that people do. So it has to have an ROI. And what's changing not only is the technologies evolving, is how we control them, but it's changing how people evaluate and come up with that ROI.
All right. And in the heating solution, what can you tell us about the electric industrial infrared ovens that you produce?
Well, our Protherm brands, like I said, been around since over 40 years. It is using electric resistance elements. We use bulbs as well, but we find most applications, or almost all applications in powder coating, do better with our FS or CB heaters versus bulbs because it's so much more durable. And they are repairable in the field. So, we've actually seen somebody have their heaters last 30,000 hours. That's obviously the extreme, but it has happened. And, that's incredible. Electric heat, however you generate the infrared energy, be it through electricity, be it through a hydrocarbon, gas or propane, how it affects the product isn't materially different, but how you control it is different. And to some degree, how you design it is different. If you're doing our CB heaters, for instance, are comparable to a gas catalytic heater, they're going to produce similar levels of energy into the product. That's, pretty apples to apples. When I go to the FS side, which is a much more powerful heater, you're going to speed the process. That's wonderful, except for the faster you go. So if you even go into like T3 bulbs, shortwave, if you go into medium wave energy versus the longer wave of CVs or gas catalytic, you're going to speed the process even more. The downside to doing that is you lose conduction in the part. So complex parts become very difficult to cure. So you'd seldom see cure ovens in electric infrared unless they are basically flat parts or on a chain on edge, so that you can get the line of sight issue resolved by turning the part, because the process is so incredibly fast. So it's always a trade-off. Everything in equipment design is a trade-off, and you just need to understand for your process, does the trade-off over here meet what I need? Because for one person, they can't live with that trade-off. The next person says, oh, that's no big deal to me at all. But designing for electric involves understanding the part, because line of sight is directly related to the speed. Because in gas catalytic, I can cure heavy, complex weldments all day long with all infrared, because I can use conduction. I can use hot air as an additional medium. In electric, that becomes hard when you get into medium wave. So, we even try to combine them and put electric infrared to boost, be it into convection or even into gas catalytic, and get the smallest footprint possible for a cure oven. And when you look at that ROI, then, gas catalytic is by far the lowest to operate. Electric, unfortunately, is the highest. Electric is typically the cheapest to buy. Gas catalytic is typically the most expensive to buy. So again, those trade-offs.
All right. So, Marty, we had a nice conversation. The chance at FABTEC Mexico in Monterrey, and then again at the annual meeting of the CCI and the PCI. But then you were talking about Trimac having good customers in Mexico, and that you might be looking to expand your presence. I would like to ask you some questions about it. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
According to your perspective, how important you consider the Mexican market is?
It's a key part of our growth strategy. This past FABTEC was my first visit to Mexico, Monterrey, and I was so impressed. My God, the food is good there. Having never been there, you don't know what to expect. It's a beautiful city, and I had so much amazing food. I really enjoyed myself. From a manufacturing standpoint, the amount of capacity and engineering talent that they're wonderful. I see why so many companies are looking at that as their growth market. And it's not really because of to me, it's not so much because of the lower labor costs, lower overhead costs. It's because there's a critical mass there that is incredible. And it's all ranges. It's from small startups that are just trying to figure it out to, large, household name manufacturers like John Deere. You have that entire span. And so there's now a critical mass of manufacturing there that is so substantive. And we offer such a unique combination of products and expertise that absolutely, we've already been a lot in Canada. Now we're reaching down into Mexico and figuring out how can we grow our presence? How can we work with different partners down there who have the manufacturing there or selling representations? We have talked about, what it would take for us to have a location there. We're not quite ready to announce anything on that yet, but we have taken serious looks at that to say, where does that fit in our strategic goals and when? Because I think it's more a question of when, not if. It provides a different complement to what, we already have a location in Kansas City. We have a location in Minnesota from a manufacturing standpoint. it makes strong sense to also look at the Mexican market from a distribution standpoint, selling into Mexico, and also manufacturing partners or doing some manufacturing ourselves. We don't know where we are on that yet, but we are aggressively looking at Mexico as strong opportunities for what Trimac brings to the plate.
Marty, it has been a blast, this conversation. We're grateful for your time. Before letting you go, is there anything else you would like to share to our audience about Trimac?
Well, we make washers too. We have a parts washer division. We do thermal processing. So just straight heat to apply for things outside of paint and powder. Melting, dehydrating, large scale dryers. So we're separating the company into those three divisions. Paint and powder is our largest section, but we do a lot in the others as well. So we're always looking to heat things or clean things in different avenues. And we make equipment that's built to last. We make very robust, durable equipment. We stand by our product. We are entrepreneurial, we're flexible, we're creative, and we're just here to help.
Thank you for this wonderful insight, but especially thank you for considering bringing to the Mexican market your technology and solutions. We're looking to see you soon in the road. We wish you the best. And thank you again for your time, Marty.
Thank you.